I like this gig. This is great. Oh, wow. Glad to see you guys are still here on the second day. You guys still awake? Yeah? All right. I should probably sit up like a grown-up, shouldn't I? Okay. My name's Matthew Ebel, and I'm a musician from the Boston area. I was here last year at the 140 Characters Conference speaking with Ted Cohen, Steve Greenberg, and Sid Schwartz. And Jeff decided to bring me back. I guess I amuse him. And we're talking about the music middle class, creating the music middle class. And to help discuss the modern music industry with me, I have a modern musician to my right, Mr. Mike Errico, who's a local boy here from New York.
In fact.
And why don't you tell him a bit about yourself?
Well, I've been a musician, watching the internet sort of chip away at the industry since 1999. My label debut, also Napster's debut, and then my first gig, of course, Woodstock '99, which burned to the ground. So that was my entrance. Since then, I've done a lot of television, film work. I'm a journalist. I ran Blender Magazine's website for 2 years. I was the site editor for Spiral Frog, a DRM ad-supported free download service, and I've been a project manager for websites, and I've just come up with a new record concurrent with iTunes iCloud service. So there you have it.
So everything you do makes something horrible happen in the music industry.
Well, it just seems to flow at odds, that's all.
Gotcha. Well, also helping to chip away at the record industry from the inside, Dick Wingate from Tag Strategic is a man with a whole lot of experience, both in the you held senior positions at major labels, and you're one of the first people to actually start working for digital and interactive in the music industry.
Right.
That's right. And anything else?
I held senior VP positions at Polygram Records in A&R and at Arista Records in marketing, but in the early '90s, I was really excited about the opportunities or the potential for interactivity to raise the bar for the music industry, and this is pre-web. I got involved with interactive sampling systems for music stores, and then on the web was one of the key principals in a company called Liquid Audio, which was a pioneer in digital music software and distribution prior to iTunes. In the 2000s, I was involved with one of the early leaders in mobile application development for media and music, and building apps for Warner Music and Sony and MTV and others. Again, prior to the iPhone, which changed
way prior to Android.
The game. Downloadable apps were not really, people didn't really know what apps were for phones still.
I think I had a StarTAC in 2000.
Well, no, it wasn't that far back. You know, it's kind of during the ringtone era. 2004, 2000 to 2008, roughly. And now I'm a consultant with Tag Strategic and work with a lot of software developers, content owners, music services, etc.
Okay. So, real quick question. Has anybody here gone to a store and bought a CD anytime in the last year?
Mostly.
From Starbucks. Okay, actually,
Starbucks counts.
Starbucks does count.
Yeah.
That's a surprising number of people. I've been asking this fairly
They're
frequently.
mostly right in the front here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure why.
The question you want to ask is, has anybody under 40?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, has anybody under 40 bought one? Oh, wow.
Okay, how many people bought the Lady Gaga 99-cent download last week from Amazon?
Actually, about the same amount of people. I'm kind of surprised.
Not that many. Okay.
Not a lot of Gaga fans out there.
Okay.
How many people got the Lady Gaga album but didn't pay for it?
Oh, that's a good question, too.
I saw
Consumption's up.
only one person was about to admit it. Right. Okay.
Well, it's no secret that the traditional music industry, what Chris Penn called the little round disc industry, is declining, to say the least. I mean, would you disagree?
Well, it has declined about
Yeah.
60%.
About 60%.
The record industry top line is down about 55-60% from 2000, which was the top. But the record industry is not the music industry.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the recorded music part of the music industry.
And that's something that's it looks tragic to people that are they're earning their living from that industry. Right. To guys like me and to guys like Mike, with the concurrent with the sort of decline of the little round disc industry, is the rise of music entrepreneurs, sort of like myself and like Mike here and like countless other musicians out there. It seems like as the big names, the kingmakers are declining, the barriers to entry for guys like me, it costs nothing to record an album. I recorded an album entirely in GarageBand, which comes free with any Macintosh. And the ability to create the media has flooded the market, and the ability to distribute on your own has created a lot more competition for these labels. But that's only the beginning of the story. We all know that we can make our own media and distribute our own media these days. But there are certain things that aren't working for small industry types. Now, you had mentioned during lunch today that there are some things that still the labels are traditionally known for, and one of them is the big bankroll, the ability to promote on a very broad scale.
Yeah, the banking function, the marketing and promotion function, and the distribution function. And the distribution function obviously is less relevant now because there are so many tools for independent musicians to get their music distributed, at least electronically.
We have an iCloud.
Around the world.
Yes, we do.
The banking function is less important because musicians have relatively inexpensive tools
Square.
to record on their own.
Oh, well,
Well,
and for point of sale too. We don't need.
From GarageBand to Square, total entry is $0.
yeah,
Yeah.
Pro Tools if you want. But the third leg is the marketing and promotion leg, and that's the one that's most relevant, say, to perhaps to this conference, is the flip side of everyone having tools to make music and having tools to distribute music is that there's a lot of it out there. There's a tremendous amount of noise.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the marketing piece becomes key, and there are a lot of tools that artist services type tools that are in the market today, like Reverb Nation and Bandcamp and Indaba, and there's a Nimbit, and there's a million of them that all have tools that enable musicians to market and promote and distribute.
And with that much
Just
supply,
at how high? Where's the key is where's the ceiling?
Yeah.
Before it's how do you break out of the pack when everyone's doing the same thing?
exactly. There's such a huge
Social becomes key.
a huge supply for music these days. Now, Mike, you'd actually you were the website guy for Blender magazine. You actually worked for a music publication.
Yes.
For what was it, 2 years?
Yes.
How exactly did musicians rise above the pack to be covered by publications when you were working there?
I don't really know that they did. I mean, there are some that just come from the giant from the giant publishing publicists and all that kind of thing. But I was there. Blender magazine is part of the Maxim and then Stuff magazine empire. And I was there when Stuff magazine decided they were going to find the next it thing online. And all they did is they went to MySpace and they went to find out who had the most MySpace followers. and we all got Tila Tequila as a result. So that was actually Stuff Magazine's brilliant contribution to American culture, all done via MySpace friends. I used to have a lot of MySpace friends, and then they died.
Well, I guess that's the extent of our talk here. If you want to follow us, we got D. Wingate and Mike Errico and Matthew Ebel on Twitter. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Before it started.